Patriots, rebels, outlaws, and pirates. I took my wife to the movies the other night. Now, admittedly, we're staying in a small town in Western Virginia, but as we drove up to the theater, there were 3 cars in the whole parking lot. 3. 1 or 2 of them, I'm sure, belonged to the employees that were working in the theater. We were the only ones in our particular theater, and this was on a Saturday night. Obviously, it wasn't a Regal theater. Those have been shut down since early October, when several large releases were delayed again due to coronavirus. Now, do you think that theater is going to stay open when our ticket purchases didn't even cover the single employee's hourly wage for the time that we were there? Will all theaters go belly up? Will movie releases only happen on streaming services from now on? It seems more and more likely all the time. Dinner and a movie, gone. We will lose an avenue of entertainment that united Americans through world wars and depressions, not because people lost interest or found something better, but because of arbitrary decisions made by politicians and bureaucrats. Of course, the ability to go see a movie on the big screen is just one aspect of what was once normal in America, which we can no longer participate in. Perhaps your favorite bar or restaurant has gone out of business. If staycations are not mandated where you live, where are you going to go? International travel has ground to a halt, hospitality industry has been decimated, and who knows when or if you'll ever go on a cruise again. Of course, there are other aspects of American life that have disappeared. There are no more concerts, and live sporting events are severely restricted. Those things with a distinct American flavor, like parades on Independence Day, state fairs, and local events that raise money for community centers and other charities, they've all been canceled. How about rites of passage, like graduations and proms and homecomings, holiday celebrations like Thanksgiving or birthdays, where families reunite, have been discouraged or prohibited due to specific numbers that they make up out of thin air of how many people you can be around. Even life events like wedding and funerals are restricted. And way too many people have been prohibited from being with their loved ones when they passed from any illness, not just coronavirus. We are being systematically stripped of things that not only provide some sense of common culture as Americans, but things that have been part of civilized society for millennia. It is people assembling together and sharing these common experiences that provide us a sense of belonging to a community and, in a larger sense, a nation. It is shared experiences that define a people. It is clear that if the petty tyrants who have restricted or prohibited these common events have their way, a new normal will emerge in which some of these things will never return, and we will participate in others only by permission. If we hope to see any of these things come back under the new normal, we're going to have to adhere to their requirements now, aren't we? There is no doubt one of the first requirements for participating in society will be a vaccine certificate. Ticketmaster has already made this clear when they do start running concerts again, that this will be a requirement. This will expand to include your ability to do any of the things listed. Go to a restaurant, a movie, a wedding, even a birthday party in your own home. You don't think so? You don't believe that a neighbor who snitches on you about having too many people in your house will call the police, who will show up and demand to see vaccination cards for a gathering over 6 or 10 or whatever the number is by then? It's all about control and new ways to exercise it. But it is also about destroying American culture, particularly religious culture. They have tried to destroy our holidays for years. We just celebrated Thanksgiving, which they have painted as racist and genocidal for years. Now they are simply able to prohibit it by reducing the numbers of people in the home to 6 or restricting the number of separate households. Christmas will be no different. They are isolating us from one another, taking away every event we find meaningful, and prohibiting us from coming together as a community or even as a family. What will we be left with? What is all this being replaced with? The religion of the left? Political correctness? The worship of Black Lives Matter and radical environmentalism? Will we enter the world of 1984 where all that mattered was work and there was nothing else of meaning and substance? Where we don't know or trust anyone anymore? They are destroying our spirit, and if we allow it, we're going to end up like the old Soviet Union, with a compliant, morose populace In our case, numbed by marijuana and other drugs instead of vodka. Is that the world you want to live in? Are you willing to see all the things that made life enjoyable in the old normal either disappear or come under the permanent jurisdiction of all the petty tyrants in the new totalitarian state? I'm not. So stop putting up with it. Open up your business. Celebrate. Stop living in fear. Stop acknowledging their right to control your life and live it.